What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. We are here for Bleacher Talk Baseball, presented by Batter's Eye. I'm here. We got Nathan, and we got a huge guest. Take a second to introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself and where you're at.
I'm Gavin Grahovac. I'm a third baseman at Texas A&M, and I'm a sophomore this year.
Perfect. And Nathan, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So y'all went to Omaha last year, historic year for y'all. What are some of the biggest takeaways that y'all took from that year and moving on to this year?
I think it was just maybe the whole year, the ups and downs, the adversity that we faced throughout a year. The team we had was unbelievable. We had a great group of guys from 1 to 9. Our pitching staff was awesome. It was a fun group to be around. I think it's just the type of team that we were, not on the field. I think off the field, how we were together. We spent all of our time together. So we became really close as a team. And I think that was really important for the success that we had. But the run that we had was special. It was unlike anything I've ever done before with a great group of guys. So I learned a lot from it, and I was able to learn from a lot of good dudes.
So obviously, like you said, the guys were super close, and you could see that on the field. Obviously, rallying quite a few times. You guys came back. You guys played Texas A&M baseball. It was kind of interesting because before your home run to open the College World Series against Tennessee, the first thing that came up, it's obviously the classic commentator's curse. One home run hit in the last 14 games of this tournament, and you guys found a way to win. And just what was it like going through these games? Every at bat is huge situations because these games swung and leads changed so many times in these games. I mean, for example, the game against Oregon, you guys went down early and then came back, and I think it was Camarillo hit the grand slam, I think.
Oh,
Or
it was
Caden
Kitty
Kent.
Kent.
Caden Kent
Kitty
hit the
Kent.
grand slam in that game and flipped everything upside down. I mean, what is it like just being part of these moments that are so huge, these swings in these games and all of it, the emotions through all of it? Just take us through a little bit of that if you can.
Yeah, it's special, man. We talk about a lot. The team talks about a lot in other interviews, but the 12th man, like the support we get from the 12th man, especially at our place, like
Mhm.
is second to none. It's so awesome to be able to play in front of our fans. The support that they give us. I mean, the seventh inning on, if we're losing the seventh inning, they they really turn it up a notch.
Yeah.
So no, it's also Magic is special. Even when we're on the road, it's special. But being able to be a part of moments like that is really cool. You get to experience moments like that in college, which then prepare you for bigger moments when you move on to the next level.
Mhm.
So when you got guys like Caden Kent who haven't played in a few games, he comes in after a big injury and produces for the rest of the year like he did. That just shows you how much depth we had last year. And moving on to this year, it's going to be the same way. We have guys throughout the lineup, even on the bench, that are going to be able to do some amazing things. And I'm looking forward to this year.
I'm really excited about the team you guys have this year, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Obviously, you guys got huge news when Brian Prager decided to come back. That's going to be huge for you guys as he turned it on last year when it mattered most. I mean, talk about that. 6 no-hit innings in that one game in the playoff run, then went out and shoved in the World Series against Tennessee. I mean, he did it consistently in the postseason, and now he's back. What is the mentality going into this year? Obviously, you guys had the experience now. You were so close last year, and you bring back a lot of the same guys, and you retool and reload. What's the mentality going into this year? Because you guys were right on the doorstep last year, and I believe that you guys can do it again this year.
Yeah, just continue to have the confidence that we had. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around Texas A&M baseball, but we also have a lot of new guys who weren't a part of that team last year. So our plan this year, leave that team behind and move on to the next year. So, it's going to be a great group of guys. This team is actually unbelievable. The fall was crazy. I've never seen such a great group of guys. Like these guys can hit, these guys can pitch, these young guys can play. It's really, really special. And these older guys that we got, even the transfers we all got, amazing. They're great leaders in the clubhouse. Everyone really meshed well when they got on campus, and this is going to be a special group.
Mm-hmm. Nathan, anything you wanted to add about the success individually last year? I know you were talking about that with me.
Yeah, the home run record.
You hit 23
Yep.
last. Yeah. breaking your teammate who broke the record the previous year. You
Yeah.
come out, break your teammate last year. I mean, what was it like experiencing that individual success as well? Just being such a key contributor to the team as, you know, they're making amazing things happen. What is it like just rewriting history for such a great and storied school, especially in the sport of college baseball?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I mean, that's always something you look forward to doing, especially when you're coming into college. You're a freshman, you want to make an impact in some sort of way. And I had the opportunity to do that. The coaches gave me a chance immediately, and I was able to kind of instill myself and have a big role, right when I got on campus. So I think doing that was pretty cool, especially sharing it with a teammate of mine. So I
Mhm.
think that was that was definitely a funny process as it was going on. He we would kind of jar about it back and forth, talk the normal smack, but no, it was cool when I hit the last homer and he was at home plate. I think that was a special moment for kind of me and him both. It wasn't broken for what 30 years before him,
Yeah.
so being able to do it kind of the next year was pretty cool.
And obviously you guys have two very special players on that team, and everybody in the nation knows that. And he did some very special things last year. You also are going to come out and do some very special things this year. Have you guys had some friendly banter, maybe some friendly goals that you guys have set yourself? And any competition between the two of you for
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been a few talks about some home runs this year. We got some things settled behind closed doors for some home runs this year, but no, this is gonna be a good group, man. There's gonna be a lot of home runs hit this year, a lot of big moments for this team.
I'm excited to see all of it.
So, you played with Team USA this past summer, the
I did.
freshman team. You take
Yes,
us
sir.
through some experiences then, what that meant to serve the country, your country.
Yeah, yeah. So I've actually had the opportunity to play for Team USA quite a few times now, and just every time keeps getting better. I was able to play when I was 12, 18, and now the collegiate team. So it when I was 12, it was cool because I'm a 12-year-old going across the country or going out of the country and playing for my country. So I like kept getting older. Going to this year, I mean, I'm playing with probably the best college players in the country.
Yeah.
So you get to learn a lot from these players, these coaches, be around all these great people, and being able to serve your country is second to none. I mean, that's kind of what you play for. You go to college, you play for your team, but when you go play for for Team USA, you're playing for your country. So that's a special thing that not everyone gets to experience. And if you ever get the chance, I mean, I would never pass up on that.
Yeah. And so actually adding to that, you talk about playing with the best guys in the nation. I mean, what are some of the things that you can learn from some of these guys? Because obviously the talent on that team is limitless. You have hitters. I know AJ Gracia was there.
Yeah,
I know who else was there. I know Drew Burris was there. Uh,
they they're a bunch of great
yeah,
guys.
Hubei was there, and then even on the pitching side, I mean, just to get a look at some of these other arms in the country, these top arms, Kyle Johnson was there, Tyler Bremner was there. And what's it like to pick the brains of some of the other top players in the nation? Obviously, everybody has the same goal to end up in the bigs, and you know, to do that, you got to get better and learn from everyone. So, what are some things that you know maybe you were able to pick a couple people's brains apart and just learn from other kids your age?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get to see how they go about their work, see their process, their routine. Everyone's got a different routine. Everyone's body moves differently. Everyone goes to different schools, learns from different people. So I think being able to all of us be in the same room in the same batting cage, we get to watch each other kind of go about their business, how they handle themselves, um, and kind of see what you like about it, what you like, what you don't like, what you can maybe take from it. Um, I mean, these guys can hit. Every single guy can hit. So every guy can pitch. Every guy can hit. Whatever you can take from it, learn, pick their brains about it, why they do this, why they do that. That's how you get better as a player, picking the brains of the teammates next to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and wow, I mean, what a tremendous opportunity because you have all the best guys in one room, like you said, and playing great baseball together. So next question I want to ask you is if you had like obviously everyone's is different, but there's certain welcome to the show moments. I mean, is there a moment that specifically stood out to you last year that you kind of felt it and took it in and was like, yeah, this is really how things is how things are. This is life.
Uh, I mean, I think playing that first game in front of the 12th man. That I'm serious. That crowd is this fan base here at A&M is unbelievable. I mean, I remember my first at bat. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know if you guys know about the ball five chant that A&M does. I'm
Yeah.
actually pretty sure my first at bat I came up in a ball five chant, and it was loud. It was loud, and I kind of took a second, took the moment in, looked around. Um, yeah, I think it honestly might have been my first at bat. Just kind of getting up there, getting in the box, being against another team, um, but finally being able to wear really the A&M uniform and kind of get ready to go with the group of guys that I was with.
That's special. I can tell. I mean, looking at it, watching it on TV, it's surreal. So I can imagine how it feels standing there on the field playing it.
Yep.
Nate.
Aiden, do you want to talk about the transfer portal process?
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll go into obviously it was headlines last year, seemingly right after everything happened. It happened so fast. Kind of difficult to even think about it and process it just in the wake of everything had happened. Coach Sloss ended up accepting the job at Texas, and with uncertainty, a lot of players entered the portal, including yourself. Jace also entered the portal, were the two most notable names, and you guys both ended up returning. But what was that process like? Obviously, just the uncertainty and what was going to happen. And obviously, Coach Early, he is the guy, and everybody knows that. And once that move was made, it was clear that everybody was full in on Texas A&M. So, but just take us through a little bit of what that process was like, if you can.
Yeah, the transfer portal is honestly pretty crazy. It really is, especially when you don't expect to be in it or really don't want to be in it. Yeah, I mean, obviously the whole situation that happened last year, it is what it is. Nothing but respect for those guys over there. But what we had last year is what we had last year. Move on to this year. Ended up having to get in the portal. Kind of only way we could really talk to anyone that we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the portal for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days. But yeah, it was pretty wild while I was in there. But I didn't want to leave A&M. A&M was where I felt I was at home. Like I've talked about the fan base. I love the people here, the support system that we have. It's honestly truly amazing. So being in the transfer portal was I just wanted to wait things out. I want to see what was going to happen here at Texas A&M. When I had kind of gotten a glimpse of Coach Early getting the job back here, even being in the conversation, I had pushed really heavy for that.
Yeah.
Me and Jace had both did. So I think that was kind of an easy decision for all of us when Coach was named the head coach here, and we all immediately found our way back home. So
Yeah, and obviously, shout out to Coach. Coach has shown me the love on some of the stuff I've given to you guys, done for you guys in the past couple of days. So I appreciate that. Shout out to him. And
yeah,
yeah, and I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. So I don't want to. If you can't speak on this, don't speak on this. But I just want to like, how quick was the process? Where like you were in the portal and other team, or were you in the portal where you could only reach out, or were teams able to reach out to you? I don't know.
no, I didn't really know how it all worked, so I kind of just put in the portal, not knowing I was supposed to put like no contact or contact, and then about like 30 seconds after I put the portal in, I was getting breakfast with my girlfriend, and my phone started ringing, and I was like, oh boy. And then it kept coming in one after the other. Yeah, man, but it happens really fast. You got these teams that are looking out in the portal when it's that time of the year, um, and obviously when mine and Jace and all the other guys in our team's names hit the portal, everyone's gonna jump on that pretty quick. So um, it's a cool feeling at the beginning, but then you're like, okay, I need to really think about what I want. I mean, it's just like going through the high school process again of getting recruited. Um, so once you've been through that once as a high school kid, you kind of know what to expect the second time around.
Yeah.
Uh, so I was able to kind of go about it a little more of a relaxed way, take my time, know exactly what I want to do,
Hmm.
and that's exactly what I want to do. I want to play under Coach Early. I've been committed to him for since I was a freshman in high school at Arizona State. So I trust that guy with my life. I would run through a wall for him, and he would do the same for any of us. So When he just being a part of his first head coaching team, I think that's pretty special for me to be able to do that with him.
That's awesome. And I mean, the sky is the limit for this team. Obviously, everybody has high praise for him. All the players have said it, all the media members and everybody around college baseball has said it. And so that's why, I mean, everybody has you guys and Tennessee are right back up there at the top. And it looks like things set up for another cinematic type of season.
Right.
I'm so excited for it. I mean, we're only 90 something days away. Just counting down the
Getting
days.
closer. Getting closer.
Counting down the days. It is almost here. I cannot wait. It's only like 9 weeks away. Only 9 podcast episodes away, and we have college baseball.
Looking
Can
forward
you
to it.
believe it?
Looking forward to it.
So, with that being said, let's move into not the very end of our thing, but we'll talk about this season, kind of goals you have for this season, any individual ones, maybe not necessarily stats, but if you've worked on some stuff in the off season that you want to see translate to this season. But what are some stuff that maybe you're looking to do that you want to talk about?
I think just overall game. I was a young player last year. I was a freshman in the best conference in all of college baseball. I was put into a big role immediately, and I loved every bit of it. This year, I'm able to kind of slow the game down from the beginning. Maybe work on swing percentage, get the swing and miss down, run a little bit more, and then continue to get better in the field. There's always ways to improve, whether not everyone's a perfect hitter, not everyone's a perfect fielder. So, just now taking the year of experience that I have in this conference and moving on to this year, and then also building the confidence with all these other guys, it's going to be a really fun year, and I'm excited to finally get going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you completely. I think obviously you showed that you have a really polished game and you held your own as a freshman in the best conference and obviously looking to make improvements and make adjustments and everybody does. So I'm excited to see what you do personally as well. And then Nate, do you want to ask, do you want to move on?
Looking at this year, is there like a team you're looking forward to play this year?
All of them.
Mhm.
I think everyone knows the kind of one we got marked on our calendar, but it's I'm looking forward to all of them. I'm just looking forward to playing again. Baseball season's the best time of the year. Traveling, playing at home. But no, I wouldn't say there's anyone specific, but I think we all got one that's marked on our calendar.
Mhm.
I have that one marked on my calendar too, so I could put it on my television. Don't worry. All 3 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
all 3 games, they'll be on. I'll have the Wheels highlights on after too.
Right.
So now we move into our Omaha 8 prediction, and we'll put you guys front and center, 1 seed, where
Absolutely.
where we like it. We got 7 other teams that we kind of consensus will agree on that can get to Omaha. Anyone throw out any Nathan, throw out your Tigers. I know you're itching to do it.
Mhm.
Throw them out there.
I don't see how LSU doesn't make it to Omaha.
Wow.
He is an LSU fan at heart. So
Okay. You have making it or not making it?
I think we're making it easily. Making it.
Okay.
easily is a stretch, but
Uh,
he's pretty good.
Interesting. Okay. I think Tennessee's going to be good, like always. I think they're going to be up there.
I think Clemson is one of those teams that can get in there again.
I can see North Carolina making it again. North Carolina's a good team, really good team.
If Oregon State can get their way and have their way in the playoffs, then I can see them getting there as well. But they've been more of a regular season team of the last 2-3 years.
I'm sure.
I think Arkansas.
Arkansas,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I think Wake Forest is like they had an interesting tail off to last year, but they can always be good again.
They can always flip it around. I think North Carolina State will also be good,
Mm-hmm.
just like they were last year. I know
And
they got
Georgia,
yeah. Georgia's going to be really good this year as well.
I
I think
agree.
Virginia's gonna be good with Henry Ford.
Henry Ford.
And Florida State, they have Jamie and Cam Leiter back this year. That's going to be a tough duo to get by.
True. It's very true.
It's a very tough 1-2 punch. Now our problem is narrowing it down to 8.
Yeah. Now, what is that? How many was that? Was that 10?
Probably 10. Yeah, I think out of those two teams, if I had to take one out, I think the first team I would get rid of would be unfortunately NC State. I just don't think they're deep enough.
Yeah. I could see Georgia going. I could see North Carolina. I could see LSU, us, Tennessee. Yeah, I think that's a strong eight.
I do too. Yeah, I think that's it. So you got you guys, you got Tennessee, LSU, Georgia, Virginia, Florida State, North Carolina, and Clemson.
Yeah.
I like it. So I think that the ACC, the four and four,
SEC?
yeah, the 4-4 theme is going to come back. We'll see it.
The conferences are, I mean, the top conferences, and there's a reason for that. So you've seen it the past few years, and even last year in Omaha. It
I
was the
do
same.
actually want to see how the new Big Ten looks this year, though.
Yeah,
I think that Oregon could be a pretty good team in there, and I think USC might play some good baseball in a Big Ten that's a little weaker than the Pac-12 was. Depends. It's going to be interesting. Maybe the Big Ten recruiting wise in baseball shifts, and maybe they start to get some better players.
yeah, absolutely. I can see it
I,
happening.
that would be a lot of fun to balance things out a little bit. But I'm loving the SEC domination and the ACC domination. It's fun to watch. Also, it makes sense. It's the hotbed for baseball. You could play there year round in the Carolinas. You could play year round down south, and you're not playing baseball in November up in Michigan. So,
Right, right.
so that is true. Now, do we want to do the MLB? Do you follow it enough to do a little bit of predictions?
If you give me the headliner for it, I could probably figure it out. I could probably give you a prediction.
All right, we'll do some. We could throw some guys out there. We'll do like our top. We could do our top predictions for like some of the top guys.
Okay.
I'm for that. I'll leave my guy for last. But
I think I know your guys.
well, yeah. My guy is. I make it obvious.
Yeah,
He better come back. I'm paying for him with all of my with all the gear. Better go towards the contract. I just interesting that we speak about that because I just saw the Mets' initial offer is $680 million for 13 years to Juan Soto, and
wow.
I am very worried.
I could see the Yankees doing something special though.
I could as well, but
Two big contracts.
the way that they're talking is the way that Cashman and Steinbrenner have been talking is they're like they want to stay under the luxury tax. All of a sudden, the Yankees are cheap. All of a sudden, the Yankees are cheap. It's kind of funny, but yeah, Hector Gomez says, according to former MLB player Carlos Baerga, Mets' initial offer was 660 million with bonuses going up to 680.
Wow.
So, I, if he's a Met, you know what? Good for them for paying top dollar. I guess
They
I would.
put that right over there.
Oh, I would be crushed. I would be absolutely devastated. That
I
is,
heard, I heard news about the Dodgers pushing at Juan Soto.
they push it everybody.
They pushed it everybody.
They push it everybody. I have nothing I could say to them. They beat us. I can't talk my game at this point. It's so hard because I know they're getting Sasaki, which sucks, which absolutely sucks.
That Dodgers are a crazy team, man. They get a lot of players, a lot of players.
Oh my.
And so now we'll start here because they're also in on this guy. We'll go Corbin Burns. Do we have any predictions?
I could see Corbin Burns going there. I could. I really do. I don't think he's gonna stay with the Orioles.
I don't either. I think the Red Sox are gonna push for Corbin Burns. Like
Yeah,
really push
I think there's gonna be a random team that comes out of somewhere, and they're gonna throw a crazy contract at him. Yeah.
Texas is a team that I think people don't realize that they're a year removed from a World Series and they had so many injuries last year. Like they're still a really good team and If they get Corbin Burns, then they have Corbin Burns and Jacob deGrom at the top of their rotation.
Big rotation. Yeah.
And Rangers are right back at the top of teams that I think could make a push at a World Series again.
All right.
So I think it's between, I think it's between, again, the Mets have to be somewhere in there. The Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Rangers, I think. It's a good four. I like
That's
it.
a good four. That's a good four.
And then we'll go. Nate, I'm gonna kill you with this one. Alex Bregman's leaving Houston Astros. Where do
Yeah.
you think he
Wow.
goes?
I don't even know. What are the teams in the mix for him?
I think a AJ Hinch reunion, and he just goes to Detroit.
Yeah, I think he's going to Detroit too.
Oh
I
my
think it's
God.
Detroit or Philly, and it's
Yeah.
I could definitely see Philly, but Philly's already got a third baseman.
well, they have said that they're looking to trade Alec Bohm.
Wow.
That was unexpected by when I heard that too. I did not think the Phillies were looking to trade Bohm. He had a good season too, so it was kind of shocking.
Well, if that happens, I could see him being a Philly.
Yeah, I could definitely see Bregman getting like a 6-year, 150 million deal going, 30 million a year. The Phillies would love that.
Yeah, he's that type of player, so he deserves that.
He definitely does. Next, we'll go another pitcher. We have Max Fried. I think it's between two teams, and I think the Dodgers. I think unfortunately it's the Dodgers, and I think it's the Giants. It's he wants to go to California. He said it.
Cool. He went to the Giants. I am a Giants fan. That would be a
Oh,
pretty cool. That would be a pretty cool get for them.
the Giants fan. I forgot you're a Cali guy.
Yeah, my dad played for the Giants, so I kind of just grew up. My favorite player was Buster Posey growing up, so
There
I
we
kind of just grew up a San Francisco Giants fan.
Well, the Giants, I wouldn't mind the Giants getting Max Fried. I think that's kind of like a Rodon signing that they maybe redeem themselves and not give him up, even though he's been horrible for us. But he's been pretty bad. But they redeem themselves there and not give him up for nothing.
Right.
I think, yeah, that would be interesting. I just don't want him to go to the Dodgers, but
Yeah, Dodgers are just going to end up having another stacked lineup just like they do every year.
yeah. Now, Willie Adames. I think it's
I don't want him to leave the Brewers. I enjoy seeing him on the Brewers.
I do too. I think it's between the Brewers. I think the Braves are going to push hard on Willie Adames, and I think the Blue Jays are going to come out of nowhere and try and throw a ton of money at someone else to convince Juan Soto that they're all in. And
I can see him brave.
I think the Braves, with their cheap contracts, they have the money to give out to someone. If they want to swap out Max Fried for Willie Adames, I think the Braves would say that's a win for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And their lineup would be so scary with Willie Adames. 1-9, the Braves would be right back up there with the Dodgers.
Yeah, with Acuna healthy too, for sure.
Yeah, and so let me think. Who else is there? Blake Snell. That's another big name. I completely forgot that Blake Snell was a free agent, and he is favored to go to the Orioles right now. Really?
Wow.
Really? That shocked me. I didn't think that he was going to go to the Orioles, but I could see it.
Yeah, if they get rid of Corbin Burns.
I could definitely see it. It's going to be a little cheaper than Corbin Burns, and the Orioles have traditionally been a cheap team, so
And the Orioles, I mean, they're going to be good. They're going to keep being
they
good.
are.
They got a lot of young players who are really, really, really good.
Now I have to look up the top free agent list because why am I? And then so all right, so we have this, and then the last one is Roki Sasaki. Other than
Pete Alonso.
We do have Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso's a free agent.
I forgot Pete Alonso is a free agent.
Wow. I did not know that.
I think Pete Alonso. Here's where people might think I'm a little crazy for saying this, but I think the Nationals make like a push and just get a vet to go with their young core, and like they're not far off from having a good team to make it push for a playoff spot. The Nationals giving Pete Alonso a deal, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I mean the Nationals are going to be good. Again, young players who are going to keep getting better.
Exactly, and I think all they really need is someone to replace Joey Meneses at first base. So
Pete Alonso, I like that one. I like that take. That's a good one. That's a
Pete
good one.
Alonso would be a fun Washington national, even though I don't know if they throw money at him. Apparently, the Nats are in on Soto. So, like, if the Nats are in on Soto, then I guess they're in on.
Back on,
I don't
huh?
see why they would be in on Soto. The
Huh?
Nationals. They got a young outfield. I like their outfield.
I
That would
know. So I heard that they're in on Soto because they want. Apparently, the whole thing was they didn't want to pay him back then. They didn't want to work the money out, but they'll pay him now. They want him back. I have no idea. They shouldn't have traded him if they want him back. Too late. Too late. He's gone.
Exactly.
That's my opinion. Um, and then I think we missed the one other free agent we missed is Anthony Santander. He is the last top guy.
Mhm.
Hmm. I honestly don't know where's the options for him.
They have they have it listed Blue Jays, Guardians, uh what's another favorite? They have Blue Jays, Guardians, and why is oh it scrolled up way too far.
And the Phillies.
Yeah, they
I can
do.
see him going to the Guardians.
I don't mind the Guardians. I didn't know Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty's also a free agent. That's a big.
It's a big one.
They have Dodgers, Mets, Red Sox, and Tigers as their top four locations. Back to the Tigers would be kind of funny if they deal him and get him back for a
And
playoff run
Shane
this.
Bieber is also a free agent.
Shane Bieber. Oh yeah. I think he
Oh,
goes
wow.
back to the guards on like another 1 year deal though. I think he goes back, pitches a great year this year, and then hits the open market for a 5 year.
I like that.
It could he they say the Reds. That's an interesting fit.
Yeah, for
With
sure.
Chase Burns and Rhett Lauder coming up, if they can get Shane Bieber mentoring them,
That'd
that would
be a big get for them.
that would be huge developmental wise for their
And
young.
you got,
I
you
would
got Clay
kind of
Holmes in the outfield.
anybody but the Yankees, please. Anybody but the Yankees. Same with Gleyber Torres. Anybody but
Right.
Gleyber Torres. Hope I think Gleyber Torres is a Seattle Mariner. I think clear as
Wow.
day. They need offense, and he can hit a couple home runs at second base for him.
They can.
Uh, who else? Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes is probably a Philly. They need bullpen help.
Yeah.
They're gonna throw him some money, try and work on him to not blow games. I don't know how that'll go for him.
What we did last year with the blow games.
Well, yeah, I know. I watched all the games he blew. I watched almost all of them.
Yeah.
It's a very rough time when Clay Holmes would come in to pitch. It's not a fun day. It's a stressful day. If Clay Holmes is coming in to pitch, it means things are not going great for the Yankees. And trying to think. Do we have anything else that we want to? Do you have anything else you want to ask Gavin before we wrap this up?
Oh man, I think we covered everything. Yeah, I enjoyed doing this. So
If you want to come back in season, anytime, honestly. Yeah, you're welcome back whenever. We'll definitely have you. I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much. It was great to do this, and we'll get some clips up and have this episode out this week. Thank you so
awesome,
much.
guys. I appreciate it.
Of course. And Nate, anything else you want to say? Any last words?
Thank you, Gavin.
Yeah, of course, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to say to anyone watching? Coach might be watching.
I got my words in for Coach earlier. I got my words in for Coach.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will have another episode out next week.